Cafe Cabaret begins with a presentation of Mario and the Magician.
Least Cafe. We want to thank Nabil Sato and his family for inviting us here tonight. I personally have been eating tabbouleh here for 20 years, and it is always fabulous, and it is the best I have ever eaten anywhere. I don't want to influence you in any way. Anyway, we're very grateful to him. As you all know, all the proceeds from tonight's performance and the other 5 performances that we're doing this week, God help us, are going to be donated to the Children's AIDS Program. A very, very worthy cause. We have Sylvia Pauline here tonight to tell you just a brief amount about the Children's AIDS Program. And also, after the program, if you like, you can talk with either us or her about a wish list, which the program has. Some wonderful things that you might like to donate or help to donate to the program. Very simple kinds of stuff, wooden puzzles, bath toys, stuff like that. Also, after the program, we're going to meet. There's going to be an announcement. We're kind of booked a little tight here tonight. But there's going to be an announcement. You're invited to have food. There are going to be hors d'oeuvres, free hors d'oeuvres, and pastries. You're invited to have some and to ask any questions of the cast or make any comments you'd like. It will not be here. We will be joining you 10 minutes afterwards. We've got to clear the whole place, and then we'll come wherever it is and join you. Okay? The last thing I want to say before we start is every night we thank people who have taken part in the production. Each night it's a different person. Tonight we're very, very grateful to Evelyn Pierrot, who has really helped us tremendously on the sets. She just like, without her we literally could not have done it. Every night she comes up with a new perfect thing. Anyway, thank you very much. Sylvia, can you come and speak to us just for a few minutes?
Dan, I really appreciate all the effort that Dan and his company have put together to make this show happen. And as Dan said, that it's going to be benefiting the Children's AIDS Program. We've been in operation for about 6 years. We're currently located in Mattapan. We moved there from Boston City Hospital last fall to a beautiful new site. We provide services, daycare and respite services to about 30 families and children affected with HIV. And we have a daycare that runs Monday through Friday, about 9 to 5, and a respite program that's open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And I'd just like to say that we wouldn't be able to survive if it wasn't for the efforts of people like Dan, his company, and all of you who are here tonight. We greatly appreciate your being here. I do have the wish list that Dan mentioned, and I will be around after this if anyone has any questions. Thank you.
Thomas Mann was a very well-known German writer for the past, well, the first 50 years of this century. He wrote Death in Venice, he wrote Magic Mountain, and many other works. He became something of a roving cultural ambassador to Europe. In 1926, he was invited to Paris by the Carnegie Foundation to bring about an intellectual reconciliation between the two countries. In 1929, he was awarded the Nobel Prize. That was the year that he wrote the story which we are going to perform for you tonight. He was acclaimed in the Nationalistic Party briefly. In 1930, he went on an extended trip to Egypt, Nubia, and Palestine to collect material for his Joseph novels. Upon his return to Germany, Mann was dismayed at the National Socialist gains in the recent elections. In Berlin on October 17, 1930, he delivered his famous speech, An Appeal to Reason, in which he warned his countrymen of the growing danger of Nazism. Hitler's stormtroopers attempted to shout him down, and although a serious fight broke out, Mann was able to finish his speech. From 1930 to 1933, he attacked the Nazis with increasing frequency, earning in the process their undying enmity. 10 days after Hitler was made Chancellor, Mann left on a lecture tour for Holland. He was not to see Germany again for 16 years. Warned by friends of the increasing danger, he settled in Switzerland. Mann hesitated for a time to attack the government openly because he feared loss of his German readers. But such a state of affairs could not last indefinitely. Mann stated his true feelings in the form of an open letter to the German government. The Nazis countered by revoking his German citizenship, accusing him of high treason for pacifistic excesses and unpatriotic activities. His books were banned, his property confiscated, and his honorary doctorate at the University of Bonn revoked. The atmosphere of Torre remains unpleasant in the memory. From the first moment the air of the place made us uneasy. We felt irritable, on edge. Then, at the end, came the shocking business of Cipolla, that dreadful being who seemed to incorporate in so fateful and so humanly impressive a way all the peculiar evilness of the situation as a whole. Looking back, we had the feeling that the horrible end of the affair had been preordained and lay in the nature of things. That the children had to be present at it was an added impropriety, due to the false colors in which the weird creature presented himself. But, luckily for them, they did not know where the comedy left off, and the tragedy began. And we let them remain in their happy belief that the whole thing had been a play up till the end.
But now there arose between ourselves and the Miranda clientele, or perhaps more correctly with the compliant management, one of those little unpleasantnesses which can quite spoil the pleasure of a holiday. Among the guests were some high Roman aristocracy. These grand folk occupied rooms close to our own, and the mother, a great and passionately maternal lady, was thrown into a panic by the vestiges of a whooping cough, which our little ones had lately gotten over, but which now and then still faintly troubled the unshadowable slumbers of our youngest born. The nature of this illness is not clear, leaving some play for the imagination. So we took no offense at our elegant neighbor for clinging to the widely held view that whooping cough is acoustically contagious, and quite simply fearing lest her children yield to the bad example set by ours. In the fullness of her feminine self-confidence, she protested to the management, which then, in the person of the frock-coated manager, hastened to represent to us, with many of its expressions of regret, that we were obliged to move to the annex. We did our best to assure him the disease was in its very last stages, that it was actually over and presented no danger of infection to anybody. but in physical development a good year younger, and thin as a chicken, had had a good long bathe, and then gone playing in the warm sun in her wet costume. We told her that she might take off the bathing suit, which was stiff with sand, rinse it in the sea, and put it back on again, after which she must take care to keep it cleaner. Off goes the costume. She runs naked down to the sea, rinses her little jersey, and comes back. Ought we to have foreseen the outburst of anger and resentment which her conduct, and therefore our conduct, brought forth? Without delivering a homily on the subject, I may say that in the last decade, our attitude towards the nude body and our feelings around it have undergone all over the world a fundamental change. There are things we never think about anymore, and among them is the freedom we had permitted to this by no means provocative little childish body. But in these parts it was taken as a challenge. The patriotic children hooted. Fugiario whistled on his fingers. The sudden buzz of conversation among our grown neighbors boded no good. A gentleman in city togs was assuring his outraged women folk that he proposed to take punitive measures. He stepped up to us, and a philippic descended upon our heads, and which all the emotionalism of the sense-loving South spoke in the service of morality and discipline. Ours was an offense against decency.
Chocolate di biscotti subito, signore, subito.
got to be 9:15. It had got to be almost half past. He made us wait. He made us wait. That probably is the way to put it. He heightened the suspense by this delay in appearing. And we could see the point of this too, but not when it was carried to extremes. Towards 9:30, the audience began to clap. An amiable way of expressing justifiable impatience, convincing as it does an eagerness to applaud.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the finest evening of entertainment between here and Rome, you will find no better. Chipola is the greatest. Chipola is the greatest. Chipola needs a chair. Please. Now, Chipola is a busy man. So let's get started.
Talia, hey. Oh my God.
Well, finally, Mr. Chipola.
Already.
Who said that?
Buonasera.
Pretty senorina, come up with Chipola. Come and show the audience what a cultured lady we have here. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this beautiful dress. A lady of high class.
Ah.
Take a bow for the audience. And you, young lady, we know that your father keeps his eye on you, doesn't he? He doesn't let the young men get at you.
Hey.
Tell me, signorina, have you ever given your tongue to a young man? Tell me, signorina, would you give your tongue to our audience?
No.
Signorina, bella signorina, open your mouth for the ladies and gentlemen. Let your tongue come out like a snake, signorina. Slowly. Open your mouth. Move it up and down. Yes, signorina, you have kissed a man. Go back to your brothel. The young man that seems to be having so much fun tonight. Up with Chipola. Bring it up here.
Tomatoes eating.
He seems to be having such a good time tonight. Silencio. So you like the girls? And I suppose you think the girls like you? This afternoon, you were in the cafes drinking wine in the sun.
I know that.
You were drinking cheap wine in the sun. Because you couldn't get from the girls what you wanted. You had to drink the cheapest of wine because those girls were not looking at you. And right now, young man, you don't want to be here. You want to be home in bed because you feel sick, hold your stomach. Bend over with pain. You will feel better if you vomit. Bend down, you wretch, you wretch, you wretch. Back to your seats, and don't drink any more wine. Grazie. Grazie. Young lady, what is your name? Louder. Sophronia. Sophronia, bella signorina. Come out with Chipola.
No.
Float out of your chair. Yes, you will come with me. I will keep you safe. Call her if you have any power over her.
Sophronia!
You call her. Call her. But she
Sophronia!
comes with me, and you swear you are a bird. Yes, you'll fly, and you will turn. Yes. Yes. And you will snap. Call this lady if you have any power.
Sophronia, please!
Here, Sophronia. For this audience, Sophronia, unbutton your blouse.
No!
Thank you very much. I will take you back to your lover and treat her with all the right manhood that you can find within you. Grazie, Chipola, Cagnola, Chipola. Chipola is the greatest.
We need some dancers.
Dancers. Anybody here like to dance or even know how to dance?
Bella, bella signorina. You must be sisters. You having a nice evening? Did you come out to have some fun tonight with Chipola? You seem to be such good friends. Come up to my audience. Come with Chipola. You seem to be getting along so well. Warmed my heart. Do you ladies like to dance? No. Did you know that dancing frees your soul? Dancing is good for your heart. Would you like to dance before this audience? Lift your wrist. Lift your other wrist. Lift and lean. Silencio! Silencio! Lift your leg and move the other. Take it to a step. Make it faster, 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 faster. Turn, 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 and sway. Sway, 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 sway. Chipola's puppets. Chipola's puppets. Grazie. Voilà. Voilà.
Cipolla now beckoned to their friend Mario from the Esquisito. Beckoned to him just like a picture in a book, his hand in front of his nose, and bending and straightening the forefinger by turns. Mario obeyed. I can see him now going up the stairs to Cipolla, who continued to beckon to him in that droll, picture book sort of way. He hesitated for a moment at first. That too I recall quite clearly. Yet followed the performance attentively, so far as we had seen, with God knows how much comprehension. He could not much relish being summoned thus at the end of the evening, but it was only too easy to see why he obeyed. After all, obedience was his calling in life. And then, how should a simple lad like him find it within his human capacity to refuse compliance to a man so throned and crowned as Cipolla was at that hour? With a word of thanks to those making way for him, he mounted the steps with a doubtful smile on his cold lips.
Paula. Paula.
That's cool. Watch him, Mario. Watch him.
Well, ragazzo mio. How comes we make our acquaintance so late, eh? But believe me, I made yours a long while ago. Yes, yes, I've had you in my eye this long while and known what good stuff you are made of. But Cipolla's had a good deal to think about. Tell me now, what is your name? First name, that's all I want. Look, one, speak up.
My name is Mario.
Mario. Oh, Mario. Mario. Now there is such a name. A common name. A classic name too. But one that upholds the heroic traditions of our fatherland.
Yes.
Bravo! Tell me, Mario, it's a good thing you came out here this evening. And that's a very pretty scarf you have on. It becomes your sense of beauty. It must place you in good stead with the girls of Torrey. Girls of Torrey. Hey, he needn't be troubled by you. He's just jealous because your scarf is so popular with the girls. Bella, 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 Bella. And partly because you and I are so friendly up here tonight. Tell me, Mario, you came out this evening for a bit of fun, and in the daytime, you work in an ironmonger shop.
No, in a cafe.
In a cafe. A cupbearer. Madame, gentlemen, ladies, monsieur. Senora, signorina, forgetting me. That's what you are. No, I like that too. Another classical allusion to our fatherland. Bravo!
Before that, I worked in a shop in Porto Clemente.
Porto Clemente? Didn't I say that? In an ironmonger shop.
No, they sold combs and brushes.
No! Didn't I say that? That you weren't always a cupbearer, a knight of the serviette? When Cipolla makes a mistake, it is the kind that makes you believe in him. Do you believe in me? Yeah. Chancellor. I can see that it's not going to be easy to win his confidence. Even for me, Chipola, it will not be easy. I can see in your face a reserve, a sadness, un trato de malinconia. You have troubles.
Nothing yet.
You have troubles! Bala! 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 Not so fast! Come back, Daddy Mead! Come back with your bola! Come back! I will not hurt you. I will show you something nice. I'll convince you. Stay with me. I promise you that you will have fun this evening. Now about those girls. You know her. Others know her too.
Hey, see?
What is her name? What is her name? Wait. I see it in your eyes. It is on the tip of my tongue. And yours too. They're always the forward people. Young gamecocks, crowing out of season. Conceited fool. Let him be. We come back to our Sylvester. What a girl. What a prize. Makes your heart come to your mouth just to see her walk, talk, breathe. Her rounded body when she walks her hair. Her hair, she slips her head back. An angel. An angel from paradise. And this angel makes you suffer, doesn't she? Or rather, you make yourself suffer for her. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the way of love. It is the most misunderstood thing in the world. Hey, Silencio! I know what you're all thinking. How could Chipola with his little defects know anything about love? Well, believe me, Chipola knows these things and understands them. Now, back to your Sylvester. If I were in her place, who would I choose? This tarry loud that smells and acts like a codfish.
Hey!
Or this young Mario, knight of the serviette, with gentle hands and sympathetic soul. Oh my word! But my heart would know in no uncertain tones who it would choose and who it had chosen long before. It is time. He saw and understood. My chosen one. It is time. You saw, recognized me for who I am. Mario, 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 my beloved. Who am I? Who am I? Kiss me here.
very much. Please join us in 10 minutes at a location soon to be announced for food and questions. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Normally I don't step out of character like this, ladies. I never come out of character. I'll make an exception for the evening. Will you hear the whole?
The Modniks.